Well, let's start with something fundamental. People, especially men, are wired to notice things. You can't escape your own biology, and you shouldn't want to. Our perception, evolved over millions of years, is not arbitrary. It is deeply embedded in the survival strategies of our ancestors. And when a man sees a woman, his mind, at a level beneath conscious articulation, starts making assessments. Assessments that are driven by evolutionary necessity. That's reality. That's not ideology. That's not social conditioning. That's nature shaping perception itself. The first thing men notice about women is something immediate, something striking, something that signals health, vitality, and reproductive potential. Men notice youthfulness. Now, before you react, let's be very clear about what that means. It doesn't mean some shallow, socially constructed idea of beauty. No, this is far deeper than that. This is biology, paying attention to markers of fertility and genetic robustness. A clear complexion, a symmetrical face, bright eyes. All of these signal something crucial: the presence of a well-functioning, healthy system. Men are wired to respond to these signals just as women are wired to notice strength, competence, and status in men. It's not about vanity, it's about life itself seeking to. Now, does that mean men are just visual creatures, driven only by surface level aesthetics? No, absolutely not. But the initial perception, that first impression, is dominated by the most basic and primal of instincts. A woman's posture, her grace, the way she carries herself, these all contribute to the overall perception of attractiveness. Men notice confidence, not the forced, artificial bravado of someone trying too hard, but the genuine self-assuredness of someone who knows who they are. That's compelling, that's rare, and that's unforgettable. And here's something even deeper. Men notice kindness. You might think that's soft, but it's not. Because what kindness signals, what it truly represents, is an ability to nurture, to empathize, to bring stability to the chaos of life. And a man, whether he consciously admits it or not, is looking for someone who makes existence more meaningful, not more complicated. He notices warmth. He notices genuine laughter, the kind that isn't performative or laced with cynicism. He notices the way a woman interacts with the world, whether she's bitter or whether she radiates something akin to hope. That matters. It matters more than people think. And this brings us to something crucial: how a woman treats others. Men notice how a woman interacts with people around her. Is she cruel? Is she dismissive? Is she constantly engaged in petty social games? These things do not go unnoticed. A woman who respects herself and respects others exudes an aura that is immensely attractive. Respect is a currency in human relationships. You cannot fake it, and you cannot buy it. And when a woman understands this, when she carries herself with dignity, she commands attention, not through force, not through manipulation, but through presence. Another thing men notice, far more than they might articulate, is intelligence. And I don't mean IQ or mere cleverness. I mean the kind of intelligence that allows a woman to think critically, to challenge ideas, to have depth beyond the superficial. A woman who reads, who learns, who is curious, that is magnetic. Because what is a relationship ultimately, if not a long conversation? If you want a man of value, you must be a woman of depth. That's not a demand, it's an inevitability. People of substance seek substance. And a man who values his life, his mission, his goals, is not going to be drawn to someone who drifts without thought or purpose. And then there's style, what a woman chooses to present to the world. Men notice effort. They notice when a woman takes care of herself, when she understands that beauty is not an accident, but a discipline. This is not about vanity. This is about respect for oneself and for those around you. If you take care of your appearance, if you dress well, if you move with grace, it signals something beyond mere aesthetics. It signals order. And order is attractive because order represents the triumph over chaos. Men notice energy. The way a woman moves, the way she engages with the world, whether she exudes enthusiasm or cynicism. Enthusiasm is rare. The world is full of critics, full of people looking to tear things down. But a woman who carries an aura of excitement, who sees the possibilities in life rather than just the problems, she draws people in. She becomes a source of vitality in a world that is often exhausting. And that, above almost everything else, is deeply attractive. And here's the thing, all of this is interconnected. The physical signals the internal. Beauty without character is transient. Intelligence without warmth is cold. Confidence without humility is arrogance. The women who leave the strongest impressions are the ones who embody a balance of these traits. They are rare, but they are unforgettable. Men notice what matters. They notice what is real, and they always will. And the real challenge, the truly difficult task, is to cultivate these qualities in yourself, not for external validation, not to be noticed, but because a life well lived demands it, because excellence is its own reward, because to become someone worth noticing, to develop the kind of presence that naturally commands respect, is to live a life of meaning, of purpose, and of undeniable impact.